Welcome to the Barstool College Football Show, Week 10 of college football. We are here at the desk. Big Ev, main desk today. No Dave, he's out. I mean, fist bumps all around.
Big game.
Big time game for Ev. Yeah, big time game. Big game. Arguably the biggest
better
of the slate.
Yes. You better not lose it.
And the dark alley stats guy, that's his name, has now been elevated to the other desk. So hello, Liam.
The Blutman.
Hello.
You look good.
Thank you.
I love the glasses. I think the glasses just really fit him.
Look at our boy. Our boy made it.
All grown up. Yeah. He's all grown up. All grown up.
He's so excited to be here too.
Yeah, very excited.
He's just one of a kind.
That's him.
Yeah. That's just him.
That's our baby boy.
He does his own vocal fade outs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
He does his own vocal fade outs, or he just stops talking mid-sentence with no end at all.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes there's just a little bit of a kind of a trail off where he just starts talking in the sentence and then.
Sometimes he just fully jumps off of a cliff.
Good, Brandon.
Thanks.
It's actually genuinely good.
Okay, so week 10, it's crazy that we're already in double digits. And Brandon, we've talked about this slate looked a little bit sexier early in the season. Now, Dave is not here for you to talk a lot of shit about Michigan, but I'm going to give you the platform to talk about Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, when we look at this in August, and this is going to be a huge week in the Big Ten, you're going to have Penn State and Ohio State, and you're going to have Oregon and Michigan. And then one of those games sucks because one of the teams absolutely sucks and stinks.
I think Ohio State's not that bad.
They're okay.
Okay.
They're okay.
That felt unfortunate. That felt unnecessary.
That felt mean. It just felt mean.
Even in the
Nasty.
SEC,
That felt like lashing out a little bit.
No, what do I got to lash out about? I'll tell you my pick later.
we're getting the picks.
Yeah, we're getting a pick.
Oh, we're already getting there?
Just relax.
No. You got.
But you better win.
No, you're not wrong.
You got to win.
No, we have to win.
You have to win.
If you don't win.
You have to win.
We have to win.
We've been asking you along every week, every show, or every day this week, every show, where's the confidence meter? I mean, we're talking about the game in general, but before we start the high noon slate, where's the confidence meter right now?
said cautiously optimistic. It's starting to trend in a better direction of optimism, but I'm worried. I'm admittedly worried. I'm a little scared, might be strong, worried.
You guys didn't look good last week.
No, not at all.
And Nebraska's
Nebraska
not
took you to
good.
the edge.
Not at all.
Nebraska stinks, too.
And I said just matchup-wise, I think they offensive line looks bad.
Yeah.
Their front seven's really good. It's scary.
Hey,
Scary.
Michigan stinks.
They do stink. Michigan's awful.
Yeah.
They're total dog shit.
Is it as much fun to say that when Dave's not here, though? Like, you guys don't have the glimmer in your eye when you get to say it.
No, it is more fun to say it when he has to hear it, but whatever. Still going to say it. It's still true.
Still fact.
They are still not very good. We'll get to the Ohio State-Penn State game in a little bit, but let's start with the High Noon Weekend Preview. It's time to load up on the ice and break out the oversized long games because High Noon End Zone Pack is here. It includes pear, cranberry, black cherry, and grapefruit. The End Zone Pack is a fall exclusive, which means it's here for a good time, not a long time. Visit highnoonspirits.com to find it for the next tailgate. Everyone knows where to find High Noon at this point. Let's go to a team that everybody is talking about. Number 13, Indiana at Michigan State. Indiana minus 7.5. The over-under at 51.5. In East Lansing, Ev, I will start with you. And, we talk about Indiana. They're looking for their 9th win. They obviously beat the shit out of Nebraska when we were there a couple weeks ago. How are you feeling about this team? We don't know if Curtis Rourke is playing yet. It is a game-time decision. He had the nail bed surgery. And then, Liam, you said something, dislocated thumb, too?
No, he jammed his thumb on it, and there's, stiffness now, so that's kind of the bigger worry, apparently. The nail bed, apparently, is fine. It's more so, jammed thumb.
We're not worried about jammed thumbs. Get in there and play football.
Agreed.
But we don't know for sure if he is playing or not, Ev. But Michigan State losing to Michigan last week, they looked awful. How are you feeling about this game?
Listen, I respect Indiana. I've respected them for a few weeks now. Dave did his whole I'm going to wear Indiana jacket at the game because it's insult jacket. I don't fear them. I didn't put on the jacket because I respect them and I understand we have a big game with them coming up in a few weeks in Columbus. Michigan State's such a weird team. They've been up and down. They'll have a really good game, like Iowa game. They'll look bad, like they did last week. I'm just going to lay it with Indiana. I'm not going to just continually doubt this team. They just keep winning. They keep covering. They're incredibly well coached. Taylor Jackson looked good, I think, regardless. And the defense has stepped up big time. They were the unit that concerned me, kind of their first half of the season so far. And the defense has played really well the last few weeks. I'll lay it with Indiana.
Dan?
I'll take the bait. I'll take Michigan State plus 7.5. I don't think Michigan State's going to win this game necessarily, but 7.5 feels like a lot for a tricky place to play for Indiana. They are riding high. You just can't have every game be a blowout. Maybe you can, but the seasons are tough, and it's like you'll have games where it just doesn't look, everything isn't perfect. Indiana hasn't had that game yet. So I'll take Michigan State plus 7.5.
I just can't go against Indiana, Brandon. I know you can.
Oh, I'm going to.
I know you are. I'm taking Indiana, but that's why I'm laying this up to you because I want to see if Dan picks up on what I picked up on when you talk about Indiana.
You can pick up on whatever you want to pick up on.
No, go ahead. No, give your
He
speech.
stopped a little short of what I'm going to say.
Give your speech.
First year, Jonathan Smith, up and down team, Michigan State, up and down. They've shown flashes, they've shown trash. They've shown flash, they've shown trash. Flash this week. I think they win this game. Indiana, everybody loves a good story. My God, I love a good story. 8-0, Kurt Signetti. It's perfect. It's fantastic. Yay. They killed Nebraska. That's a very impressive win, the way they handled Nebraska. The rest of that schedule, you're talking about your Western Carolinas, your Marylands. You're not talking about anything special yet. You're going on the road to a team who's up and down, just had to go play their rival last week. This first-year coach and this quarterback, Aiden Childs, need a big game right here. I think this is the moment Michigan State wins this game.
Wow.
Did that sound familiar to you at all, Dan?
What?
He's kind of doing the thing that he did with TCU a couple years ago, where just every week he's just not buying it, and then he has to say he's right when they get killed in the.
TCU was different because TCU was like they were just every game they were just somehow escaping by the skin of their
Right,
teeth.
Indiana's being the shit out of
I know,
everybody.
but Brandon's not wrong. I mean, Indiana, I think Indiana fans, you shouldn't apologize for 8-0. You shouldn't apologize for this dream season and being number 13. I think Indiana's an awesome story. I think they'll probably win this game, but they have not played anyone, and that's fair to say. They just haven't. Their schedule has been soft, and that's okay. You play what your schedule is. I wouldn't, if I was sitting in Indiana's seat, and the Badgers were 8-0 and they had played no one, I wouldn't fucking care.
No.
What do people
I fucking love to be 8-0 right now.
Yeah.
I'd also be terrified of going to Michigan State in this spot.
Correct.
I know, this is when Blutman likes to start to lecture Brandon. So go ahead, Blutman.
Right down the bunch. He's doing this thing where every single week he wants to try and say that Indiana's going to lose. And he's been wrong 4 times.
I also have not been doing that because I took them against Nebraska.
You did.
That was easy.
It's Brand
I took
did
them
this
last
against
week.
Northwestern.
That was easy.
He did it against Nebraska. He's doing it with Michigan State now. He did it with Washington. He's over.
Yeah,
he's going to continue to be over.
Well,
I'm not over. I said they were on upset alert against Northwestern. That doesn't mean they're going to lose. That just means you're in a spot where you better be on your P's and Q's. That's a different show in a different category.
It's just really going to annoy me when the 12.7% three-point shooter's doing this after drain 1-3. That's going to be annoying.
Is he taking me to task right now?
He is. I knew he would. That's why I couldn't wait to ask him about it. He did.
Bad.
This might be like a line in the sand game for you guys.
I mean,
you have picked against Indiana a lot.
You have. That's why I said it feels like TCU. And I'm not saying they're the same team. I'm just saying that every week in 2022, it's like TCU has to lose. They have to lose. It feels like you're doing the same thing with Indiana.
If you keep getting on the green, the putt will eventually fall.
See, I've been betting on Indiana, and I'm just going against them this week. So I've made money on Indiana. I just think this is a tough spot for them.
We're right back on the green, and I'm putting again.
Game day was there last week. Everything feels great.
Michigan State's down real bad right now.
Yeah.
And also, it is like Blutman's wearing his rowback, but he does have a 9 Indiana shirt on underneath it, I believe.
Love that.
Fulfill the prophecy.
You win number 9.
It would. It would. Okay, let's go to the SEC number 10, Texas A&M at South Carolina. A&M minus 2.5. The over/under at 44. Night game at William Bryce Stadium, which I will say I am very nervous about. But Dan, I'm going to come to you.
Yeah.
I did text you before the game last week to say, do you think A&M's jerseys are cool? That has to.
They were.
And that helped with my argument about A&M being a little cooler.
Yeah. I mean, anyone can put on cool jerseys. I was very impressed with A&M, though, on Saturday night. Mike Elko is an awesome coach. He has them going in a great direction, but I'm taking South Carolina this week. And it's nothing against A&M. It's just the spot. South Carolina's defense is nasty. They're A&M coming off a huge win, have to go back on the road on a night game. South Carolina is one of those teams that's been frisky all year, and this is hey, let's fire it up for this type of game.
Yeah, Brandon, I think we all know where I'm going to go, but I got into with South Carolina fans last week for saying I didn't think that their defense was going to be as good as A&M's was against LSU. The teams that they have beaten are Kentucky, who stinks, Akron, who stinks, Oklahoma, who also stinks. And the teams that have a pulse, they've scored a lot of points. So it does depend on who starts at quarterback for A&M. We know that.
They got cheated against LSU. They got cheated.
But they still gave up 36 points. Like this vaunted defense still gave up 36 points. Yes, they should have won that game, but they gave up 27 to Ole Miss. They gave up 27 to Alabama. They gave up 19 to Old Dominion. I know they have a nasty defense, but they do give up points. Brandon.
True.
Casey.
Are you going to sweetie me?
Yeah, listen, sweetie. This scenario, you look at this on paper, it is all South Carolina. This is a South Carolina team that almost always picks somebody off at home. This is a South Carolina team that has a tough environment. Williams-Brice Stadium is one of the most underrated places in the SEC. Lenore Sellers, when he has played, has been good. That front seven is incredible. I'm picking Texas A&M for this reason. Texas A&M's defense is outstanding, one of the 3 best in the SEC. The last really good defense at Walton, South Carolina was Ole Miss. Ole Miss beat them 27-3. I don't think South Carolina can really move the ball against a great defense. A&M has one. I'm picking A&M.
Ev?
This is just a classic gambler spot.
Yeah, I know.
You see this line, the number 10 team on the road, only laying 2.5. And earlier in the week, it was 3.5. Smart gamblers jumped all over 3 in the hook. I think you have to take South Carolina. Also, under Shane Beamer, 6 in a row, night games at home in the SEC. He's done well in these spots. Dan said they should have beat LSU. It's just like it's like my hands are done. Like I have to take South Carolina.
Like
I feel like I have to.
I think Texas A&M is a better team, but the spot just screams you got to take South Carolina.
It's just a game you look up in the fourth quarter and South Carolina's like up 2 and like it's a weird low scoring game I see, and just Texas A&M like has the ball, like trying to win the game at the end. Maybe they pull it out, win by 1 or 2, late field goal. But I'm taking SC.
I'm very worried that Marcel Reed, everything was too perfect for him the other night.
He had a great situation, but and you know, we don't know who's going to start. We would assume it's Marcel Reed. I know. Well, Connor Wigman would be kind of like a sitting duck for that defensive front. But you mentioned Ole Miss and like the good defense they played. The only true dual threat quarterback they've played is Jackson Dart, and they could not do anything. I mean, I know Ole Miss only scored 27 points, but I mean, we'll see. Of course, I'm taking A&M. Of course, I'm taking A&M, but I am very scared because Williams-Brice Stadium, weird things happen. Let's go to the ACC. Louisville at number 11, Clemson. Clemson minus 11, the over-under at 63. Brandon, you bought Clemson stock preseason. You never sold it, even after they got killed by Georgia. Louisville 5-3. Is there any worry for Clemson this week?
In August, I said Clemson is the best team in the ACC. They're going to lose to Georgia. Then they're going to go 11-1 and win the ACC. That is still on track. They are not just beating ACC teams. They haven't played a good one yet, by the way. They're not beating them. They're killing them. They're also going to kill Louisville. Clemson minus 11.
Dan?
I'm going to take the over in this game, just because I want to bet the over.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. I mean, Clemson has been just running through people. And I think their offense, I think this is like a 40-point game for Clemson. I think Louisville's more than capable of getting into the low 20s.
Ev?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'll take Clemson in the over. They've just been dominating people since that awful second half against Georgia. Klubnik's put himself legitimately kind of in the Heisman race. It's been crazy what he's been doing. Insane numbers. They've been covering a lot too. Like he's been smashing people. I'll lay with Clemson, but I like the over too. I'll take both, but I like Clemson a little bit more.
I like Clemson too. I mean, the big knock on them was they don't have any offense. They played against Georgia, but week 1 games, like we know how crazy those things can be, and I think Clemson's going to absolutely roll them. All right, this game would be probably a little bit more fun if Dave was here, but he's not. So
he would just lay down, and he would be like, "Oh, I don't think we're going to win," and they'd be mad at Big Ev because Ohio State's going to kill Michigan. He would do the little, he'd lay down, let everybody pet his little belly. He wouldn't do anything here.
Number 1, Oregon at Michigan. The over/under 45. Oregon minus 15. So you think that Dave would lay down, Ev?
Yeah, he already did. He did it the last time we were all together. He rolled over. He conceded. He threw in the white towel. Yeah, I mean, listen, Michigan's doing the quarterback carousel thing. They just keep being, like this guy's next guy, like the next guy.
Quarterbacks are retired.
Totally retired.
Yeah.
Tuttle the Conqueror was less than a month ago. The guy they quit football this week, and now we're back to Warren, which is who they started with from day one. They're just a bad football team, and even Will Johnson, I believe, is still out. I mean, that doesn't help them at all. They just smashed Illinois at home. I think they go to Michigan. I think they win handily. I mean, we saw Texas just go do it. We thought Texas was world beaters. They're not. Oregon's looked really good. Offense has been firing on all cylinders. Yeah, Oregon, lay the points. Michigan's dead dog. They stink.
Dan?
Michigan's defense is still okay. I'm going to take the under in this game. Oregon has let up more than 14 points to 2 teams, Ohio State and Boise State. Those 2 teams can play offense. Michigan cannot. So you got Michigan, who might put together a decent defensive effort. Oregon, who will most likely shut down Michigan's offense. I'm taking under 45.
Brandon?
Yeah, I'm torn between Oregon and the under. I'm going to go Oregon because I believe in it more because I think there's a chance they shut Michigan out. But there's also a chance they score 50. Like that's how much Oregon is better than Michigan, and so I like Oregon minus 15.
I don't think they're going to score 50 on Michigan's defense.
With Will Johnson out,
Dylan Gabriel is.
They're going to quit at some point.
Yeah,
they're going to quit. They're going to lay down.
Okay, Blutman, how are you feeling about this game?
It's one of the most boring games of the week to me, to be quite honest. Oregon's just going to go in there, take care of business, on to the next one. The Michigan quarterback situation is as undesirable of a watch as there is in the sport.
That was well said.
That was very well said.
Put.
Yeah.
Beautifully put. Yeah, I'm going to take Oregon as well. I think that this offense is going to kill them. And Michigan, we've said it, and it was a joke, but not really. I mean, they can't throw a forward pass, and I just think Oregon is they're the number one team in the country for a reason right now. All right, Ev, it's time. Number 4, Ohio State. At number 3, Penn State. Ohio State -3.5. The over/under 45, 12 o'clock kick at Beaver Stadium. And I know you said that you're cautiously optimistic, but by Saturday, I can assume you're going to be fired up.
Listen, I'll be letting my nuts hang by noon, but I'm worried. I'm admittedly worried. I think our offensive line has looked bad, especially since Josh Simmons has been out. Other offensive linemen have gone down. Even backups have come in. They've gone down. And Penn State, the strength of their defense is the front 4, front 7. So that's definitely concerning. But the one game that Day's been able to win, amongst all the games that he can't win, he always beats Penn State. But I'm worried because I do think this is the best Penn State team they've had probably in Day's tenure. I definitely like that it's a noon game over a night game. Obviously, I'm wrong with Ohio State, but I'm worried. I think they find a way to get it done. I think the defense shows out here. Obviously, a big thing, too, Drew Aller's going to play or not. That's a massive factor in this game. But obviously, I'm going to roll with the Buckeyes. I feel, as the weeks have gone on, I'm feeling more and more confident. But I'm worried. I think rightfully so. Days has kind of he's given me reason to have pause. In any big game. Dan,
the Drew Aller decision apparently is right up to game time.
Yeah, which makes me a little nervous. I don't know who this is bigger for. I mean, I know Ryan Day is obviously on the hot seat, but James Franklin hasn't beaten Ohio State since 2016. And
he's
it feels
1-9.
like this is just what Penn State's story is. Beat everyone, lose to Ohio State. I'm going to take the 3 in the hook. I do think Penn State's defense is going to be able to control the trenches. That was the thing. I know Ohio State has injuries on the offensive line. I was kind of shocked that they weren't able to push Nebraska around a little bit more. So I just think it's going to be a really tough, tight game, and a field goal in the hook is something I'm interested in.
Brandon, we talked about this on Unnecessary Roughness, that it's bigger. We think it's bigger for Ohio State because if Ryan Day loses this game, they're probably out of the Big Ten championship.
And my counter to that was, if not now, when for James Franklin? He has to, if he loses this game in this spot against this offensive line, he has to go back to Beaver Stadium and look at those 90,000 people and say, I don't know. I don't know when we're beating them. We're never going to be able to beat this team. If not now, when? I understand it would be huge for Ryan Day and Ohio State, but it's just as big for Franklin. This is the best opportunity he's had since 2016 to win this game. He better fucking do it. I like Ohio State. I look at difference makers. I know that the offensive line is a problem for Ohio State, but I just can't not see Jeremiah Smith making a play here. I can't not see Quinshon Judkins or Travion Henderson ripping off one, and I don't think I see that kind of playmaker on the other side, so I'm going to Ohio State.
I'm worried about a little Julian Fleming revenge game.
A little bit of that.
He hasn't done a lot. No, Tyler Warren's fantastic, unbelievable player. I will argue, I think it's bigger for Ohio State. Just in the season,
it's bigger.
We have a loss, so it's huge. Like I said, we're probably not going to, I would say almost guaranteed, we're not going to be at the Big Ten title game if we lose this game. Your point about Franklin's totally fair, because like I said, I think this is the best team they've had in a while. But I just think, Day loses this game, he is going to totally lose the fan base. He's already lost, he's lost me slowly. The season's gone on, he's lost me for years. Yeah. But if he loses this game, I will just have 0.0 confidence in him, really ever.
And James Franklin.
Drew Aller's playing.
Well, right. I mean, it'd be different. And I know, and I want to get to Blutman because he thinks that even if Bo Pribula plays, they're still going to beat Ohio State. But the thing is, if James Franklin goes 1-10 against Ohio State.
Penn State, by the way.
I thought you picked Ohio State.
No, I took Penn State. I said 3 in the hook.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He said Penn State.
My
apologies. Just went on the record.
If James Franklin goes 1-10 against Ohio State, that's awful, but they're still in the mix to go to Indianapolis. Ryan Day would not be. So that, and I mean, Ev has already said that if they don't win the national title, if he doesn't make it to Indianapolis, that he's dead and gone.
I said they had to win the Big Ten, or, or I'm done with Ryan Day.
And if they don't go to Indianapolis, they need to win the national championship.
That's the only way he could get me back.
They lose this game. They beat Indiana. They're going to playoff.
But I said to get me back, they have to win the Natty.
So it's all about you now.
Yes. I'm saying for my support of Ryan Day, I came in the season.
$20 million roster.
Yes,
right?
It's like you said, if not now, when? That same thing with Ryan Day. If not now, when?
Fair enough.
And Blutman, you think that even if Pribula plays, not Drew Aller, they still beat Ohio State?
Yeah, I think there's something missing with Ryan Day. There's just something there that he's lacking, and I think we're all very cognizant of it. I think Ohio State fans are cognizant cognizant of it as well in saying it. I'll also, I talked about this on Roughness, but there's a lot of talk about the James Franklin can't beat Ohio State, Penn State can't beat Ohio State. Why? Well, let's be done with that. 2024 is the year of change.
Okay.
2024 is the year of change in college football. Why not a moment for Penn State to go change the tides, turn things around, beat Ohio State, and spark something in this great sport? Why not?
Doesn't he look like Mitch Hedberg?
I like how he says Ohio State.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me. I'm excited for this game.
It's me.
Excited.
I'm going to take Ohio State. I mean, Ryan Day's 2-6 against top 5 teams, but I think he's going to get this win. I also think even if Drew Aller plays, he's not going to be 100%. So I'm rolling with the Buckeyes. It's time for Powerade Trivia with Brandon Walker. And as Liam just mentioned, the college football landscape is changing a lot. NIL deals, social media, the transfer portal, maybe James Franklin finally beating Ohio State. And there's never been more distractions for an athlete, but Powerade knows what's most important, and that's commitment to the game. It has 50% more electrolytes than the Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Hydrate your grind with Powerade. Brandon, go ahead, take that sip.
I will.
Grab a pack today on Amazon or a store near you. See product label for additional details. It takes more. Delicious, delicious, delicious.
I'm sipping the Mountain Berry Blast from Powerade. It is
you go.
fantastic. And I'm also putting it right back exactly where it's supposed to go. Right?
Yes.
Here's my trivia question, which has been through a war today. My trivia question has been laundered within an inch of its life because I had the wrong teams for my trivia question, and then Casey Smith just guessed what the question was before the show.
You should ask Dan.
I might.
Ask
I might.
Dan.
No, give us double.
So this one's too easy. This one's too easy. But I'll start with it anyway. The last time Penn State beat Ohio State, who were the 2 starting quarterbacks?
Oh.
That's not the one that I said.
2016.
Yeah.
I know.
So that was. No, that was fuck.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
Maybe not. It was JT Barrett, is
Yeah,
what you're
for
saying?
sure, yeah.
And then
I want to
Trace McSorley.
I think it might have been Hackenberg.
Could have been Hackenberg.
I need a guess.
I'll say JT Hackenberg.
I'll say JT and Trace McSorley.
What is that? What is that?
Great trivia, Brandon.
Great trivia, Brandon?
Yeah.
Or is that sarcastic or?
All right, he said, give us the answer.
Okay, well, he's
Yeah.
Is he rattling you?
It wasn't Trace McSorley.
It is Trace McSorley.
Oh, it is?
And JT Barrett.
Oh, was it?
So we split it.
Yeah,
Ev and I did it
Trace-
together.
The original question was when's the last year that this matchup, Ohio State and Penn State, was a top 5 matchup?
Oh.
That is much more difficult.
That's the stat that I gave out, and he got
She
very
looked
upset.
that up, yeah. Oh, she didn't look it up knowing that was the question.
No, I dropped that stat on the
80s?
podcast.
Well,
90s?
90s.
1996.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Ohio State won. It was in Beaver Stadium. Number 4, Ohio State. Number 3, Penn State. Ohio State won 38-7.
Wow.
I'll sign up for that. There's 4 versus 3 right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
You'll do that?
I'll sign up for 38 versus 7.
Okay.
Good trivia.
He said great trivia.
I said good.
Okay.
There's room for improvement. Room for
Good
improvement.
trivia.
Well, after the show, he should tell you what his first question was, and you're really gonna.
What was the first question?
I told you already.
What?
Well, I woke up this morning, I was tired, and I wrote an LSU Alabama question.
Oh.
'Cause I was
And they
just-
play next week.
Correct.
Yeah, he thought
Got
it was
it.
this week. Yes,
Got
it was
it.
one of those. Okay, it's time for the DraftKings Dark Horse Host Parlay. So this is Spider's moment to shine. What's better than watching football on a weekend, watching football on the weekend with the DraftKings Sportsbook app in your hand? And all new customers who bet $5 will instantly get $200 in bonus bets. Follow all of your favorite Barstool personalities in the Barstool betting group on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Again, download the app, use the promo code CFB, and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code CFB only at DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, so Dave lost last week, so he's out. Dan, we will start with you.
Penn State plus 3.5.
Big game.
Big
This
game.
big game, big time.
Big game hunting.
Game. Big game.
Okay.
Start
Big
the
game.
day with a win, hopefully.
Brandon, what are you
I'm going to
doing?
regret this.
Do it.
What are you doing?
The Florida Gators plus 16.5.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Florida plus 16.5. It's always a heated atmosphere. Georgia had the huge win over Texas, and I get that. They had a great half against Clemson, great half against Alabama. Other than that, they barely beat Mississippi State. They barely beat Auburn. They barely beat Kentucky. I think Florida, with the edge, can, with the mental, not mental edge, but how fired up they're going to be, can keep this within 16.
Why the fuck are they moving that game to Atlanta?
I don't know. Atlanta and
It's
Tampa.
So
Gross.
stupid.
Gross.
Stupid.
So dumb, like just unnecessary change. And you said like that Florida has been a little bit frisky. That Billy Napier still
They're
trying.
4-3. They're not awful.
Right,
awful.
trying to hold
they're
on
not
to it.
great, but they're not awful.
And that game is always weird.
They competed with Tennessee. They can
Lost by a
compete.
field goal, yeah.
The game's weird. Okay, I'm going to take Vandy plus 6.5. I have no idea on what planet Auburn should be getting almost a touchdown against this team. They're god-awful. And Vanderbilt, I mean, they lost a close game against Texas last week, but I still believe in Diego Pavia and this offense. I actually think they're going to win the game, but for the dark horse parlay, I will take plus 6.5. Ev?
Yeah, I like Washington. I got Washington plus 3. USC just stinks. I mean, they just shit down their leg every time at the end of these games. I think Lincoln Riley's on his way out the door. Washington, tough place to play. Not a great team, but still a solid football team. Give me Washington the points. I think Lincoln Riley's gonzo end of the year.
Okay, so you can go bet on that on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Again, new users can get $5 or bet $5, get instantly in $200 in bonus bets. Okay, Roback Dog of the Week. We are all wearing our Roback.
Yes.
It's not cold yet outside in Chicago, but it's getting close. You know, tomorrow's going to be cold. But Brandon, you love the new joggers.
I do. I have the joggers from last year. They're new joggers, which they have a name. But
Sprinters.
The joggers, the Sprinters. Thank you very much.
Sprinters, yes.
They are the most comfortable pants I've ever put on.
Yes.
They are elite.
They're very comfortable. They look great. And then, of course, Roback is fresh off the release of the licensed collegiate collection. And you can custom design polos, hoodies, quarter zips for some of your favorite schools. And they're becoming the go-to game day apparel. So use code football on roback.com for a generous 20% off your first purchase through the end of this week. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all polos, quarter zips, shorts, hoodies with code football. Make sure to check them out now because if you are a college football fan, you wear Roback. All right, Ev, who is your dog this week?
Mine is Hawaii. Coming over to the mainland. Braden Schrager, 4 touchdowns last week. The one thing Fresno State does not do well is defend the running quarterback. Give me Hawaii and 2 touchdowns. Getting 2 touchdowns, too many points. Give me the Rainbow Warriors.
Okay.
Dan?
My dog of the week is Mike Elko.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Great job
Good pick,
coaching.
Dan.
Thank you. Great job coaching
Why
on
is he-
Saturday night.
Hold on a minute.
No,
no,
he's-
hold on a
he's
minute.
doing his dog of the week.
No, but
It's my dog of the week.
Dan, I said
my
this
dog of
last
the
week.
week.
I know, but you do this every time. You
What?
hate A&M. You hate A&M. And
It
you
is
say,
my dog of the week. Mike Elko
steal it
is my
from
dog
me.
of the
You're
week.
stealing it from
We
me.
have a
I'm
segment
not.
called Dog of the
Dog
Week.
of the
No,
week
you're
should have gone
stealing it from me.
first.
Why
You
didn't
should
you-
have gone
No, that's
first.
not. I'm supposed to throw you guys the ball first.
Okay, well, Mike Elko's my dog of the week, taking shots at Brian Kelly, taking shots at Jimbo. I loved it. And he's a good football coach. My dog of the week.
That's a good dog.
Thank you.
That's a
So
dang good dog.
that's bullshit too. Because when I said that I liked that he was taking shots at Jimbo Fisher, you were like, "That's bullshit. He shouldn't
No,
be
I
doing
said
that."
that's a good dog. He's wrong about the shots at Jimbo Fisher. That's
I like
not a
the
good
shot.
I
dog.
liked it too.
If he took shots at Jimbo, he's stupid.
Well, that's what we discussed on Unnecessary Roughness. I thought he was taking shots at Brian Kelly.
Both.
You think that's what I was going. You were the first person to say both.
Politicians was Brian Kelly. Fast talking was Jimbo.
So he did clarify.
Well, then he was wrong.
He did clarify in a press conference after the fact that he wasn't taking shots at Jimbo Fisher
Oh, he
because
was
he
taking
said that he wouldn't be in the position he's in at A&M without Jimbo Fisher's recruiting. I hope he was talking shit about Jimbo Fisher because he was 100% correct.
I think it was both.
So
I like it. He's a great coach.
Shame on
Only
you
one
for taking
person
mine.
can take the dog.
Dog
right?
of
You
the
can't
week.
double up
You
on
need
dogs.
No,
Dog.
no,
You
fuck
need
that.
new
That's
dog.
my no. This is my
You need dog.
This is my dog. It's my coach.
Wait, can you put up the graphic again?
It's my coach. Did you do this on purpose?
No, I was like, I was wrong. I picked LSU last week. I'm a man who can admit when I'm wrong. Mike Elko's a
But
really
you
good
only
coach.
took-
Big Cat's
Casey,
dog of
I
the
see
week.
Big
Mike
Cat's
But he,
dog. I don't
but
see Casey's
he
dog.
only took LSU last week because I was sitting at the desk and he said nerds versus cool.
Well, there's a
people.
dork factor.
Correct.
The dorks, yes, but
yeah,
like
no, that analysis was correct. It didn't end up being correct on the field, but it was everything I said was correct.
So now you're taking my coach as your
Yeah,
dog.
it doesn't change that you guys are losers. It's just
We're
Mike
not
Elko's a
losers.
really good coach.
Is Mike Elko a loser?
No, because he didn't.
He's the head coach of Texas
showed
A&M,
up to
but-
Texas A&M. They're going to make him
He's
a
been
loser.
there before. No, they're not.
They
He's been there. We are not. We
He
are
stays
not.
there long
I'm
enough.
not sure. It's Mike Elko. He's
Mike
my
Elko.
coach. He's my
Well,
coach.
you can't copy my dog.
No, I'm copying. It's mine. He's mine.
Take the quarterback.
He's mine. You can't. You can be
Yeah,
his.
take Marshall Reed.
You can be his side piece. He's my man.
I don't want him. I just did dog of the week. They asked me for dog of the week. I texted Jake Bass last night. I said Mike Elko. Boom.
My dog is also Mike Elko, the head coach of
Oh,
Texas A&M.
copycat league.
Copycat.
God,
Travis Hunter also dog of the week. He should be the Heisman.
I hate all of you.
That takes back, huh?
What do you mean that takes back? It's been here all the whole time.
You missed, like,
40 to
one
1, I
game.
say it on every show. Just keep everyone.
My turn
present.
yet?
Yeah.
Yes, Brandon, go ahead. Is it Mike Elko?
Mike Elko.
No, it's not. You should have told me.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You guys are such assholes.
My dog of the week is not a football coach. It's not a football player. It's not even somebody affiliated with a team, but it's somebody since 2017 that is ranked as the #1 football watcher in the world. Ooh. We have the #1 ball watcher on our team here at Barstool, and this man will watch so much ball from Thursday to Saturday. He'll watch so much ball that his eyes begin to fall out of his head. His eyes begin to shut. It looks like he's been in a fight with prime Mike Tyson, but he persists. He keeps watching ball, and that got him a spot on the desk this week. His name, my dog of the week, is Barstool's own Liam Blutman.
Yay,
I love it.
Thanks, Fran Walker. Thank you.
It is true. His eyes do get just like astronomically
He's a
red.
prescription to fix his eyes.
By the
The eyes are back. Look.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it's the middle of the week.
Medicine.
Yeah, Wednesday's your
glasses.
biggest recovery day.
Yes.
No,
but
it's been helping. The eyes are back.
by the time we get to midnight on Saturday night when we go live for our recap episode, those eyes are just
It looks like he's been
red,
dead for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but he's not, though. He's not. He's alive and watching ball. Okay, Liam, who's your dog of the week?
My dog of the week was not Brand Walker. I'm sorry, that was mean. My dog of the week was Jackson Corville, the Ball State kicker. Ball State hasn't done much winning lately, but hey, Jackson Corville, sophomore kicker. What did he do last year? Game-winning field goal to beat Northern Illinois. What did he do this year on Saturday when nobody's even watching the MAC because it ain't really MACtion? Game-winning 52-yard field goal to beat Northern Illinois. Back-to-back years, game-winning field goals to beat Northern Illinois. Gets up in the social team's cameras, says, "It's what I do, Husky killer, dog of the week."
Nice.
Nice. That's just a glimpse into Blutman's brain for people that don't like pay a whole lot of attention to unnecessary roughness. This is just normal for him.
Yeah.
He means every bit of it.
I do weirdly love a small school that has a great kicker. I tweeted about last night, New Mexico State, they're awful. They had a kicker make a 57 and 54-yard field goal in the first half yesterday.
Right.
It's just funny how that happens. These like a Bam, I can't find a kicker, but New Mexico State, they got a fucking shark there.
Somebody can like just bang one from 60 yards.
Insane.
All right, it's time for the proper picks presented by Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. I'll send it over to Dan, but first let's look at the standings. Evan, Dan, 3-6, Brandon 4-5, Dave 4-5, and I finally lost one. Thanks, Ole Miss, 7-1-1. Dan, take it away.
Okay, Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. The first ever Irish Whiskey Party Bucket brought to you by our friends at Proper Number 12. The Proper pregame has 12 total shots. 6 shots of original Proper 12 Irish Whiskey, 6 shots of Irish Apple. It's the perfect thing to bring to your college football tailgates, or house parties. And of course, pre-games, pick one up today, Proper Number 12, pour the roar. These are the best thing you can bring. Show up to your tailgate with that. You're ready to go. I'm going to take a shot real quick of the Irish Apple.
It's so good to just you can just toss it to everybody.
Loud.
Woo!
It was a big goal.
I love it.
Big goal.
My Proper Number 12 pick. I have to admit that I did this pick last night, and I don't remember why I did it. Ole Miss -6.5. You know why I did it? I know why I did it. Because I saw that line, and I was like, Arkansas, that's the easiest pick in the world. And then I was like, no, Ole Miss.
Okay.
Arkansas is the easiest pick in the world.
I know.
So you're
Ole Miss.
you're fading yourself?
I'm basically like, anytime I looked at the board and I'm like, oh, easy winner, easy winner, easy winner, just go the opposite of that.
Okay, Brandon?
So I'm actually going the opposite of you in the last segment. You had.
It's also in this segment because I'm taking Vanderbilt money line.
Are you? You're taking
am.
Vanderbilt money?
Whoa.
Well, then I'm just firm opposite of you because
I was going to take Vanderbilt plus 6.5, but Vanderbilt money line.
Wow.
Okay. Well, do I get to go now?
Yeah, but I'm just setting.
My
you up for that.
proper pick of the week is Auburn -6.5. Vanderbilt has some stinkers. And I know they have the big win against Alabama. They've kind of fake covered against Texas last week. They lost by 3, but they had a pick 6 taken off the board when they were going to fall down by 17 with 2 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
Like they lost by 3, but they didn't really lose by 3. They have the Ball State game, which was a stinker. They lost at Georgia State. They're going to an Auburn team who is sneaky, kind of put things together. They went on the road, beat Kentucky last week. Auburn's blown a couple of games. Auburn, their defense is really, 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 really good, and Hugh Freeze is now starting to get a little bit enough out of that offense. And you look at Vanderbilt, you look at Auburn, you tell me a world Auburn should be a 6.5-point favorite over Vanderbilt?
So it's kind of like my pick.
It's exactly like your pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Auburn -6.5.
And Diego Pavia is banged up.
Vanderbilt is a great story in their win over Alabama, but they have shown at times that they've got some weakness in them, and Auburn is kind of starting to turn it around and kind of start going the right direction. It's a little quiet, but they're doing it.
I'm taking Vanderbilt money line, and I understand Auburn's turning it around a little bit, but the teams that you just mentioned as the examples of them turning it around are Oklahoma and Kentucky. Both teams are garbage. They are not good. And 6.5, I mean, I'm taking a money line because it's like I'm so far ahead in the standings. Why not take even crazier of a risk? I just do not see a world where this Auburn team beats them by a touchdown. I don't do it. I think they're going to win outright. And I love Diego Pavia. Love, love, love. Okay. Who hasn't gone yet? Ev, go ahead.
Yeah, Minnesota. I love Minnesota. The -3 going to Illinois. Sneaky been playing really good ball lately. Won 3 in a row. We're rowing the boat here. Illinois has kind of been a fraudulent ranked team. We even talked a few weeks ago, like they got a ranked win over Kansas early in the year. Like Kansas is bad. A lot of this runs. I mean, they should have lost to Nebraska. A lot of this kind of fraudulent. Minnesota lay the 3. I love Minnesota this week. I think they smash them.
I like that pick.
And
like that a
Blutman,
lot.
your first ever proper pick.
Yes. Shout Brandon Walker for being all over what exactly Clemson was going to do this year. And also, Brandon, the freshman wide receivers this year. How good are they?
Real good.
Clemson's got a guy nobody talks about. That's TJ Moore at Clemson, freshman receiver. He's got a few touchdowns on the season. Clemson -10 against Louisville. They should walk up and down the field on that Louisville defense. Clemson's going to score a lot. Clemson.
Where do you rank it on confidence from Syracuse versus Pitt to Clemson versus Louisville?
A lot higher on the Clemson side.
Blutman had us
than
all
the
bet Syracuse versus Pitt, and then we had 5.
That was bad. That was bad. That was bad.
We turned the game off in the gambling cave. We literally turned the game off. We're not watching this game anymore.
That was just one of those that you make it and you have this sense like it's the first quarter and nothing's going right, but something's got to go right eventually, and nothing went right, and you never want to talk about it again. And we're going to talk about it for the rest of our life.
Well, you had everyone take it.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not good.
I won't say anything bad about Kyle McCord. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. It was
I'm a bigger man. I'm a bigger man than that. I won't do that.
It was actually, we were sitting in the gambling cave, and it was like people were just filing in, and they would look at the screen and they'd be like, "Oh shit!" And I'd be like, "Oh, you got Syracuse too?" And he's like, "Yeah, Blutman." Like he had everyone and not even everyone together. It was like he texted everyone separately, and then we all found out together that we got Blutman.
It was an all-time bad game.
Yeah, it was not good.
All right, I'm gonna ride with you here, though.
Okay, thank you.
You're giving him another chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Clemson.
Okay.
He's the #1 ball watcher.
He is.
I mean, if Dan here's a confident pick, he's going to give somebody a second chance.
Yeah, he texted it to me. I'm not going to hold it against Blutman. It was a little, I lose on my own.
We've won on Fluff Bothwell.
Yeah, we've won
lost
other
on
times. We've
Kyle
had great
McCord.
times.
Is what
Yeah.
it is. Clemson -10, big win.
All right, let's go to the Uber One Top 10. This fall, Uber One has debuted a fantastic new program for students. Students get all the regular benefits of the Uber One membership, but just half the regular price, which is $4.99 a month. Those benefits include $0 delivery fee, up to 10% off Uber Eats, and even earn 6% back on Uber credits when you ride with them. Get additional daily free items and more discounts from your favorite brands. Sign up now in the Uber or Uber Eats app and get 4 weeks for free. Grab all your game day needs with an Uber One for Students membership. So we have the AP Top 10 behind the guys. Let's see how close we are to the AP. I have a feeling we're going to be a little bit different. Oregon, Georgia, Penn State, Ohio State, Miami, Texas, Clemson, Indiana, A&M, and then a tie for BYU and Iowa State.
I had BYU 6. You should get ranked higher if you're undefeated at this point in the season.
I'm going to be honest, I had BYU at 11.
Okay.
I don't think
To be honest, I left Clemson off and did not mean to.
Yeah.
Just an oversight by me. I would have had them probably 6 or 7.
I had BYU 6 and Indiana 7. I also had Iowa State at 5.
Where do you have A&M?
A&M was 9. I just like to, at this point in the season, we get to week 10, I like to just group the teams that have.
Where'd you put Penn State?
Oh, I forgot Penn State. That was a mistake. That makes sense now.
That happens?
Yeah, Penn State would be 3 if I could do this again. Yeah, that was a mistake. What do you want me to say?
happens. No, it happens.
I made a mistake.
It's
Fucked
okay.
up. They're my dog of the week, so that was stupid.
Yeah, he fucked up.
I fucked
It's
up.
okay. That happens.
Now, if they lose, they're going to be out of the top 10, and it was like almost like I predicted it.
Your brain
that's
was
good for
so
you.
smart.
So
It was
just
like an
happened, it's good for
oversight.
Saw the vision.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Brandon, I know you're
This is so stupid.
Yeah, I know you're really excited. So we have a very exciting announcement. We're heading back out on the road.
So
Dave
stupid.
will be back with us next week. We are
They're
heading.
going to be 4 and 3. They're going to be 5 and 3.
We are heading to Oxford Mississippi for the Georgia Ole Miss
Most
game.
overrated place in America.
We are going to be in the lot just north of Swayze Field, which is the Ole Miss baseball stadium.
Junior high facility.
Won the most recent national title between the Mississippi schools.
That is true.
we both
That
won.
is true. The show will be at 12:30 Central, so 12:30 local. Brandon, I know you are just dying to get to the Grove.
I want y'all to see how shitty it is.
It's
Do you
not.
think
I've been there a
people are
bunch.
gonna
It's
be
not.
really mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
I'll have you back.
No, you won't.
No, I wouldn't. I
I
won't.
mean, also, they should be mean. You're kind of an asshole. Like, why wouldn't they be nice to you ever?
That was a good point.
It is. I mean,
That was a
it would
really
be-
good
You're
point.
not gonna have my back.
I will have.
I would have your back.
I will have your back. I will have your back.
No, you just said you weren't.
I was joking. I'll have your back. If anyone tries to fuck with you, they got to go through me. And by go through me means I'll probably be sitting, sweating out bets in the bus, eating food.
Oh, this is a good
If
question.
they throw stuff at me, you're right beside me.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
No,
Do not
well,
throw stuff. people.
But they have to go through Mike, and we know that Mike and Pat, they always want to fight.
I'll
do-
have your back.
I do have a question for you, Brandon, because we've done the show for a long time. We've done a lot of road games and travel, and you always like to walk around pre-game
Yeah.
before. You know, we're all in the bus, we're watching games. You like to kind of wander around. Are you going to do that in Oxford?
Absolutely.
I
No,
think
you're
you should
not.
I think you should get like a mustache, like
So-
you go incognito.
I was either gonna do that or just put a GoPro on.
That would be funny too.
That would be very
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, you should.
Make sure
That'd
you
be a
take
good
Mike
video.
with you, please.
I'll go with you, and I'll have your back there.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I'll do GoPro.
I'm
with
gonna
you.
do a GoPro, I think.
Are you going to do like a special? I mean, I don't want to like ruin anything. Are we going to do any type of special entrance like Dave did when we went to East Lansing?
No, I'm saving my special entrance for next year when we go to undefeated Mississippi State and Alabama.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, we don't even play Alabama next year. I don't know why I said it.
I was just trying to wake you up.
All right, just
I kind of want to get a GoPro and follow Mincy.
Yeah.
Mincy, I think I'm going to the game with Mincy. I'm flying out Sunday. I'm
Yeah,
going to the
you
game.
should.
Mincy said on-field pass before the game. Sweet. I said, Mincy, I'll come along. Let's
Yeah,
go.
do
Let's
that.
have a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just see
GoPro
a day in
bumping
the
into
life.
walls.
Of,
But I'm also I've said on record there's a chance that at halftime I might just hit the eject button and
Yeah.
head back to the hotel. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
It'll be quite a week. So again, 12:30 Central Time, just north of the baseball stadium.
you asked me yesterday if we wanted to go to the game. What did I say to you?
He said, I'd rather get someone shit in my mouth.
Yeah, correct.
So we're not going to the game.
I'll be at the game, I think.
Yeah, I will not be. I'm going back with you guys. But Brandon, thoughts and prayers for you. Anything else, guys?
No.
Blutman, you did great.
Great show. Good job,
Great
Blutman.
show, Blutman.
Guys, good jobs to you as well.
Oh, thank you. All right. See you guys next week in Oxford.